Hey everybody, let me tell you about my adventure yesterday. To do some stuff outside of the house, decided to continue to go geocaching, as I had said I was doing in my last video. And I was wandering around to the different locations as listed on the little program to try and find the geocaches and sign my name to the log that's located within them to be able to claim that I indeed found them. Well, there was one particular geocache. It was sort of out of the way. It was off of, I don't want to say off the main road, because here in the Bay Area, especially on the peninsula, there's no real such thing as off the main road, because there's businesses and offices and whatnot. But it wasn't on a main street. It was in the back of this strip of office buildings by a creek. And so I was following the GPS. I was following the compass thingy. And I got to the point where I was about 15 feet away, 20 feet away from it. The problem is that the arrow was pointing down into the creek bed, and I couldn't really get down there. From where I was, it wasn't away, I mean, I could have, but I would have had to hop off a ledge and into the thing, and it would have been a big old mess. So, I decided what I was going to do was to go around the parking lot thing, across a bridge to the other side of the creek, because I saw that there was a plateau, and then there was sort of a slope that led down into the creek. So I figured out what I would do was go across the plateau, down the slope, into the creek, cross over the creek at a very small area, you know, maybe get my shoes wet, and go to the other side, climb up, and get to where the geocache was. Well, this was not exactly the most intelligent thing in the world to do, and I'll explain why. So I go and I get my, I walk around and I get my car and I drive over and I head in the appropriate direction, and I drive up to where I can get to the other side of the creek. And I get there, and I was like, okay, I see where the plateau is, and then it leads down, and then there's like this mud bank thing that leads down into the creek and then over. So I'm like, okay, so I start walking across the plateau, and I get to the point where the plateau sort of ends and it has the mud bank, and then down into the actual creek itself. So I'm looking, and it looks pretty solid, I'm like, okay, this might be a little slippery, I better be careful. So what I do is I step onto the mud thing, and it gets a little muddy, my feet are kind of doing that weird squishy thing. And so I keep stepping forward and sink down to my knee on one leg. So I put my foot down to try and lift my other leg out and push that leg into the mud. So now, up to my knees, both legs, I'm sunk in the mud. I'm stuck in the mud up to my knees on this thing. And I'm sitting there trying to unstick myself. And if you've ever been stuck in the mud, you know that it's not the easiest thing in the world to get out of. That's that suction and the weight of the dirt and everything, and so I'm sitting there for a good 15-20 minutes trying to scramble myself free and just having absolutely no luck. Luckily, some dude saw me on the other side of the creek and came around, and he tried to help me out, and I was able to work myself free. But I got myself stuck up to the knees in this nasty muck, and I was stuck there for like a half an hour. I had to strip down to my underwear because I had mud on my fucking pants, and my legs were covered and caked in it, my shoes were caked in it, and I had mud on the back of my shirt because I was wiggling myself out. And so I had to strip down to my underwear, get in my car, and quickly drive home. So I get to my house, and I'm sitting there with no shirt, just underwear, no shoes, no socks. I'm just sitting there in my underwear in my car, looking out the window, waiting for people to get by me so I can quickly scramble out of the car, go in the house, take a quick shower, put on some other clothes, come back out and get the crap that's in my car. So yeah, it was a fun experience. I got stuck in the mud. And here's the fucked up thing. Had I read the geocache instructions more clearly, I would have known that the location that the geocache led me to was the starting point, not the location of the geocache. So if I continued to read, it would have led me elsewhere away from the mud, and I would have actually got to the fucking cache. So I didn't even get the cache. I just got covered in mud. So yeah, that was my adventure yesterday with geocaching, though I thought I'd share that with you. My car still smells like it. It's nasty. It's not a good smell. It's a swampy, nasty smell. So my car smells like that. So I got to deal with that and air it out. I don't have the windows open because the air coming in would make it harder for you to hear me. But yeah, just wanted to share that little story with you about my geocaching adventures. As I go out more and I find interesting geocaches, I'll record them and let you guys see what I find. But so far, I found just the same kinds, the ones that I've shown you. I found a little mechanical, little magnetic bolt where the head of the bolt actually unscrews and the log was inside the body of the bolt. I found one of those. I found a bunch of hide keys. I found some Mentos boxes with magnets in them. I found some clip-closed ones. So it's been fun. It's been fun. I hope you guys are trying it out. If not, you can always live vicariously through me. Anyway, I'm going to work. I'm actually on my way to a location. I'm already been at work. I got to install a PC. So that's what I'm going to be doing. And I hope you guys are having a good day and whatnot. So until I talk to you later, take it easy.